All right, we're live.
Woohoo!
Well, of course, we're waiting for YouTube to catch up on us. As usual, there it goes. All right, let me click my thing there. Got it. So we're silent there, so that's good. All right, welcome live from the Crossroads of America. A talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. We are broadcasted on gun channels and a YouTube. So I'm coming up with a different. I split my little beginning up here. Now I've got it. I retyped it. Got the opening part, what I just said, and now I got an end part that I'm going to say at the end of the show. So, you know.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So there we go.
I think we ought to scroll all this shit.
Anyway. I want to say hi. We got unknown user, Native Gun. Ain't seen you for a while, Native Gun. You've been hiding on me. We got Jason Stewart, Patriot in the Dark, Ohio 45 ACP. We got that's on YouTube. Then we got Sean Ponnery, how you pronounce this? That Rich White. So then I've got my great panel here. Got Blind Shooter, how you doing?
Doing good, Rick. Thanks for having me. By the way, did you get my email about your trivia question?
Yes, did I?
You're the only one who would know.
I'm trying to think now. Let me have a look. Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I just having a look. You're in the random picker thing. Yeah,
Okay.
Your name's in there. So, okay, then we got the next up. We got the David Kingpin Bowling. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. How's it going? Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
No problem. Glad you're here. Then we got the one and only, the myth, the legend, the man, Patriot in the Dark.
I'll never live that introduction down. How's it going? Thank you. Appreciate it. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Saturday.
Yeah, unknown user has at Patriot in the Dark doing his Rambo impression. Then we got the one and only Tony.
Good afternoon, everybody. How goes
All right.
it? Hope you're all keeping warm and all that.
We're trying. It's not too bad here today, actually. It's in the 30s, but it's not too bad. The sun's been coming in and out, so it ain't too bad here today.
A nice balmy 30. I love it.
Yes. And also, I haven't mentioned this to David yet, but I'm not going to use your thing that this week. But I'm going to start using them. I want to use one of them. I'm at 191 subscribers. I know I've been going a couple of years, and I'm an acquired taste. So it takes people a while to get subscribed to me. So what I said, I'm going to use that for my 200 giveaway.
Well, they're yours, Rick. So you do them however you want to do it. I'm going to have them here waiting for you. So whatever you come up with is fine with me, sir.
Yeah, so I'm going to at least give one away for a 200 subscriber giveaway. So hopefully that will be in the next week or two, I'm hoping.
When you reach that too, I will throw in some as well. So just let me know and I'll throw something in there.
So will I, man.
Not as cool as David's stuff, but I'll try.
Hey, it all works. Anyway,
you're right about the takes a while to get used to you because I ain't made it yet.
I know. I know. Also, I set this up this morning. I set mine up before. I didn't go public with it, but I had it all ready to go before I was listening to Caliper Corner this morning, and he stole my goddamn thing. Because if you look at my title, it says prepping. And he talked about prepping this morning. But I didn't put it all. My actual question to you guys is, did you ever get into prepping? And if you did, are you still doing it? Because I think a lot of people, after Trump got in, I think a lot of people backed off from doing it. Well, I did.
Me personally, no. I never really did get into it because my big thing is I have water here that I don't have to worry about it. And food, we usually buy our food for the month. So, and then, you know, there's not a lot of extra money. Plus, I have real issues about mice here. And they get into shit in the cabinets in the house in a week. And I've got like 50 million damn traps. I'm going to have to break down and get a cat, which I hate.
Yeah. Oh, Travis P is in the on gun channels, and he said, "Well, I put my title up last week." All right, I didn't see it. So
and
anyway,
Tony,
I put a link into the on gun channels. If anybody wants to join the panel, by all means, you can jump in.
Travis is a busy man. It's hard to keep up with him.
I know it is. And you know, I had to come up with some excuse for having the same topic. So I didn't expect him to be listening today.
hey Tony, with all those extra mice, you could get crackers and do that Dances with Wolves thing.
Yeah,
I got crackers.
Well,
you got a 22 pistol. Sit there and shoot them while you're on air here.
Believe me, I sit here with my pellet gun and shoot them.
Yeah. All right. So how prepping? Do you do it, Patriot?
I have water. I'm kind of in a weird situation anyway, so I prep because, you know, I don't drive. And so if you get bad weather or somebody's cranky or I'm cranky and I don't like anybody that day, I don't just hop in the car and go somewhere, because I'm just far enough where I'm not, you know, next to a store or whatever. You know, I'm kind of out in the rural area. So I get stuff just because of that. So I don't have to go to the store a lot. You know, I go and I kind of fill up on all sorts of stuff. And I got the deep freeze and all that kind of stuff. But I do save water just because I don't know. We had issues here in my area with water, not in my area, but next to the whole crybaby Flint thing. And so I haven't drank, you know, tap water in a while. I use filters and stuff, but I do buy, you know, gallons of water and stuff. But as far as food and that kind of stuff, I mean, I do have medical supplies, you know, more tourniquets and, you know, that kind of stuff. I just have just because, say, I'm bored a lot, so I order stuff. But medicine, that kind of thing, I don't. I guess I stockpile the stuff I take, and I take insulin and stuff. So I have, you know, plenty of that, 3-month at least supply, if not more. But like oral stuff, you know, pills and that, I do have a 11-year-old. So I do have, you know, the scraped knees and all that kind of stuff, just everyday kind of supplies. But since I don't drive and I'm not at the store anytime I come up, oh, I need this, you know, I do buy stuff ahead of time. And so I guess that is considered prepping because I'm prepared.
5 years.
Okay. Oh, Travis has joined us. How you doing?
5 years and you get a free chauffeur.
Man, I'm doing good. No, I do apologize if we're running the same topic, dude. Like I said, we just covered bulk food and water, and that was it. We didn't get into medical supplies or really ammo. Honestly, I had somebody that requested it many months ago on my last giveaway as a topic, and I'm getting towards the end of the topics, and I thought, man, we haven't talked about prepping food and water for about 6 months on the channel. So that's what we covered, was how to do specifically bulk, best way to do it.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, there's so many different ways you can do it, and like what to stock up on specifically.
I need to finish up too, because I stopped about half stream.
Go on. Carry on.
I am stocking ammo, especially rimfire, because you can't reload that. Plus, I bought a whole bunch of garden seeds that are heirlooms, so they can be harvested for their seeds, so you don't have to buy seeds in the future.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Oh, okay. All right. That's pretty good. How about you, David?
Well, I mean, I do kind of like your basic prep, like kind of like your big snowstorm prep or power is going to be out for a month type of prep. If something majorly went wrong, I probably wouldn't be in a very good position. But if I had to survive without electricity and without means to do things for about a month, then I'd be fine.
Oh, okay. All right. What about you, blind shooter?
Yeah, I'm pretty into the whole prepping thing. I don't have one set like disaster I'm planning for. It's pretty much just a generic, shit hits the fan, be ready for. But because the job I have allows me to prep, it's kind of, I don't have to buy much, although I do stockpile the necessities.
Okay. I mean, as I mentioned before, I've got a little bit of food here and some water. I mean, I stopped doing it, and because what came to me is I thought, if I don't know, I've got all kinds of stuff here. I mean, I got knives, axes, all that kind of stuff to get by. But the food and the water, I backed off from buying. I stopped buying it. But I was thinking I need to get back into it. Not because things are looking bad on the 2A front, but just natural disasters. Because, I'm assuming I'm in, I don't know, do we have tornadoes in this part of the country?
Yes.
Yeah, so that sort of thing. The power goes out for a few days. I might need something, or what I'm saying? But that's what I was thinking of. Plus, it's always good to have guns and ammo. And I have a load of 22 as well. I got a few thousand here.
Are you on a well? Or you got city water?
I don't know what it is. I think it's city water because I pay a bill every month. Yeah, city water.
Well, actually, what a lot of people don't realize is if you're looking to prep for water storage, your water heater is an excellent source because there's a lever on the bottom of it that people can use to actually flush out the water that's in it. So if you ever lose power and you need water, you just go to your water heater, you lift up the lever, the water comes out the spigot, and you're good to go.
Be damn sure you turn it off. Or you don't want it running with no water in it.
Yeah, you don't want to flip the breaker on it down in your fuse box until you get water back into it, because that coil is in the bottom, or if it's gas, it's gonna
You better make sure there's not a bunch of rust in it either.
Well, that's why you can filter it too.
That's true. Yeah, you can hook up to a hose and run it through a filter if you wanted to.
See, there's another thing too. If you're on city water and you lose power, you still have water. I mean, like me, if I lose power, the city water is under pressure. I mean, unless it's a big widespread, blackout or something.
Yeah.
I still have pressure or whatever. But I'm kind of in a weird situation where I have city water, but in the corner of my property, they put a well in so that they could run irrigation, kind of sprinkler systems and all that stuff across the front. And so if it gets too bad, I can just walk up there and
But is it drinkable? Well. Is it drinkable water?
Well, all water is drinkable if you play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
that's pretty important too, because when I was a kid, I could go back in the woods and drink out of the river all day long. But you got to be careful doing that, because you get cryptosporidium or giardia or something like that, you're going to wish that you didn't drink that water.
Yep. You definitely, it doesn't matter if it's clear or whatever. You always have to.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I remember, like, here in Indiana when I was a kid, and I would spend my summers here on the farm. We used to go back and drink out of the streams running, but I don't know if you can do it now. I have to ask my cousin if it's still drinkable or not.
I can't tell you how many gallons of creek or pond water I've drank in my life.
Yeah. Oh, unknown user says I may be in the range of the new Madrian fault zone. What the hell's that? Is that earthquakes?
Oh, a New Madrid fault. Yeah. That's the Missouri fault line where you had one of the biggest earthquakes in recorded history happen. the Madrid, Missouri, or I don't know if it's around that area. Yeah, the new Madrid Fault. That was the one that it was so severe. If you see the pictures of it, it caused the Missouri River to flow backwards for a while. I've seen pictures. There's pictures of fence lines, like 50 feet of fence, literally took a 90-degree turn one way and a 90-degree turn the other way. There's pictures from it. I remember reading about it when I was a kid, because where I live in central Nebraska, we're like maybe 400 miles, maybe 600 miles away from that. So it would not take much to really tear up the central part of the U.S. That's one of the major fault lines. Yeah.
You're probably 350 or 400 from it, Rick. You're probably not.
I'll get the tremors, but I mean, the sort of like aftershocks, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't think that's devastation.
Yeah.
I mean, it could cut stuff off that leads into your state. It could rupture lines underground if it was a harsh enough shift. But it depends if stuff crosses over the fault line or not, and how does it cross over? Electricity, water lines, and stuff like that. If things run underneath the Missouri River. But yeah, that was some pretty hard. There's some pretty cool footage of that out there from when that happened back in the day.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. My damn cat is knocking everything over here.
That's what mine was doing this morning. She kept jumping on top of my computer trying to hit my Wi-Fi dongle.
Hell, you're prepped. You got steaks and roasts and shit right there.
There you go.
I'm about 200 miles or so from the New Madrid, and we feel tremors here once in a while.
Yeah.
Only once since I've lived here that I know there's any damage on a tremor, but if they have a big one, we'll feel it.
Yeah.
I'm like right on the fault line. The fault line is outside my front door. I'm screwed.
Oh, God. Where are you at? Are you in California or what?
No, I'm in New York City.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, your prep's there. Just put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye, I suppose.
Well, one of the key things about these prepping chats that is very good is the stuff that we've been talking about will stretch across any type of disaster. Certain stuff won't last because you need electricity to keep it cold. Certain stuff you need electricity to keep it warm. But, basic water and basic humanitarian needs, whether you have an earthquake, a plane crash, EMP, or whatever, all these things will last and be helpful in any type of situation.
Yeah. Oh, Patrick on Gun Channel says he's not too worried about water because he's got 2 huge lakes on each side of his property. So there we go.
Well, I live about 3 blocks from our city lakes. We got 2 of them here, but I wouldn't drink out of them bastards.
Well, as long as you got a way to filter it, it's not a big deal, Yeah.
Yeah, that's key because what happens, look at what happened in Flint. They couldn't drink their water, but if ISIS decides to, or, our wonderful government decides to poison one of the waters, that's going to be pretty dangerous. If you dip your hand down there and take a drink, then you're kicking yourself goodbye.
And that's the scary thing because there's no way to really prevent or monitor it. I mean, who's going to suspect someone just walking to the riverbank and doing shit? They'll just think they're fishing.
Yeah, unless you had a bunch of dead, critters and creatures start floating up to the surface, most people would never know.
I have an actual dug shallow well here, so water prepping was never a real big thing, and it's sealed, so there's not a bunch of crap in it. I'd have to pull the top and throw buckets down in it, I imagine, because my pump doesn't work anymore.
That's another key thing about prepping. Is my dad is on a well, and they're real conservative about the water that they use. And last summer, he had a bunch of well issues, and I had to dig it up and pull all the piping out and redo all of that. And I had no clue. Like, if that was my house, I'd have just been spending thousands of dollars getting people to help me. Thankfully, my dad knows enough about that stuff that he was able to teach me. So if you live on a well, learn how to fix your well yourself.
Is that a driven or drilled well?
I don't know. I'm not really too sure. I don't know how I would be able to tell the difference.
About 4 foot diameter, great big bricked hole in the ground is a dug well.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. This where his is at. There's a pipe that's about like 8 inches around or whatever, and I had to dig down about 6 feet to get to, where the arm and all that kind of stuff was to send it into the house. And I don't even know the terminology. I know how to get it out of there and fix it if something goes wrong. but I wouldn't be able, like, if I needed a part to the well, I couldn't say, hey, Tony, I need this piece because I don't know what it's called yet.
That's a drilled well if it's got an 8-inch pipe.
Now the question: these, wells. I mean, do they have a filtering system on them too?
Mine don't.
Oh, so that water is pretty pure then.
The filtering system would be inside your house. Like once the water comes inside your house, there'll be the jet pump and stuff inside there. Will be the filter for it.
Oh, okay.
There's a stand point on the end of it to keep it from sucking up rocks and shit.
But if there was chemicals or arsenic or whatever in our water, you wouldn't know unless you had it tested. Especially if it's a well, it's not going to be monitored by the city.
I don't even want them to know I got it.
There we go. Oh,
see,
Patrick.
with the well, if you don't really have to. I mean, there's not a big concern because usually they're deep enough, and that's what the ground is a big filter.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless you're living next to GM or a big factory or a smelting plant or something, you might want to check it. But
well, I mean, we're in an agriculture area where they're putting down all kinds of chemicals around us out in the fields and herbicides and this and that. It does leach into the water, unfortunately. And there have been towns around here that have had to go to bottled water for a while until they could get the water situation cleaned out. So, kind of depends if you're heavy agriculture. You got to worry about that.
There's a lot of agriculture in Maryland, but one of the things that kind of saves us now with the whole, global warming and all that kind of is Maryland's really strict about chemicals that get used because we got the bay, the Chesapeake Bay. And the Chesapeake Bay 10 years ago was in major, major trouble. And it's still pretty bad. But, the rules and regulations that they've passed have helped clean it up quite a bit. But the Potomac River running, from around D.C., Virginia area, you better not even wash yourself with that water.
Yeah, I heard that the agricultural centers with the issues with the chemicals in the water, that's offset by the cow farts. So I think that as long as you keep them around, it kind of equals it out.
Well, the stupid cows around here fart right in the water.
Oh, and that's actually, I think that filters it better.
Oh, thanks, Patriot.
Like a methane bubble treatment.
Mind you, here's another disaster, which Patrick brought up. We have a nuclear power plant south of Fort Worth. So meltdown is something I'm not prepared for. What would you do in that situation? Like, say an earthquake hit there or something destroyed the power plant. And it's a nuclear one.
Drive away.
Run as hell.
Yeah, that would be the opportunity where normally when we talk about prepping, I tell people do not move. Stay home for at least a week or two because your highways are shut down. But if you've got a nuclear power plant within 100 miles, 10 miles, or whatever the guy said he lives from, get out of town.
Yeah, like Treblinka. You just drop everything, come back later.
And
if you're really close to it, you might as well just hang out because you're already screwed.
Yeah, you might as well kiss your ass goodbye because you're done.
It takes a while because that stuff goes straight up and then it drifts. So as long as you kind of pay attention to where you're at and your location.
Don't fail to use different resources. And what I mean by that is you can go on the internet and look up what happened in Japan. What was it, 2 years ago when the Fukushima plant melted down?
Yep.
And see what they did right and see what they did wrong and learn from that.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I'm kind of fortunate here because the two power plants within like 100 miles or so of me have shut down because it's cheaper to burn coal.
Yeah, talking about prepping. I was watching one of what's his name? Is it Such? Is that how you pronounce it? 00?
Yeah, Such.
And he said about don't depend on your cell phones, for GPS. He said you need to learn how to read maps like they used to in the old days.
Yeah, if you don't read a map, you might as well just go hang out at McDonald's.
Well, hey, come and buy me a Big
Mac.
That's where I'll be.
You can't read you got to read a map. You have to know how to use a compass, and really do not that fake stuff where it's You know, I would start right now instead of going. I go to the road and at that intersection, turn right. Don't do that. Start practicing now that you know your directions. I mean, I can't
Well, the
believe
directions is one of my bad points.
I
I mean,
can't.
if you ask me right now which direction is north, I couldn't tell you.
Well, that is something you need to work on more than you need to be working on, you know, hoarding ammo. I would learn your directions. If you don't know that, that is something that needs to be worked on. And it's not that bad.
When you get up and face the sun in the morning, north is left.
Well, another thing too, as far as bugging out, if you plan on bugging out, you better have an idea where you're going. Because if you're just going to leave and just go, then you might as well just dig a hole and bury yourself in it.
But now, when it comes to the whole like nuclear thing, I know Patriot, you were in the service. I don't know if anyone else on the panel was. Are those NBC suits and gas masks any good to like prep with, or is it just pointless?
They make you look cool. No, I don't know. I mean, I wore enough charcoal, but yeah, I guess it could always help. I mean, I wouldn't walk into a plant that's on fire or anything with them, but
well, I just know
it's just like a gas
hazmat
mask.
training with
most of that stuff is just for gas and chemical stuff. So it's layers and thick and hot and yeah.
You're saying they won't filter out cow parts?
They might.
They might, yeah.
With the it's got charcoal and the rubber boots. I mean, the whole mop suit. See, I don't know what they use now. I mean, my stuff was the early 90s, so I don't know what they have now. They probably got magic stuff now. But regardless, if you're in a mop gear, a gas mask, or whatever, learn how to use a map. Use compasses. You can buy cheap ones, whatever, just to look at and play with. And you go to a store, before you walk in, pull it out and just see what direction you're facing. It doesn't take very much. And, I know people that were dumb as a box of hair because they're dumber than rocks because rocks make noise. Anyways, they're dumber than a box of hair and they've learned it, directions. And, if it's just something that you have to practice, and it makes total difference. I'm totally blind and I could still tell you what direction I'm facing right now. And that is north, if you were wondering. But it is very important. And not only that, how to read a map. A lot of guys have maps stuffed in their car. When was the last time you looked at a map? You make sure you know what terrain actually is. I mean, you can go online and take classes, and I'm sure there's YouTube stuff. New York Prepper, what's his name? Nick? I can't remember. The big bodybuilder guy. He's got a lot of really good videos about prepping and be careful in drifts and all sorts of stuff. And one of his things was land nav, and you can pick up surplus stuff just to practice with, whatever. Get a good compass that will take the jolt if you drop it or somebody sits on it, whatever. Learn how to use it and learn how to orient yourself with a map, because there's different terrain. You got to know the features, so you pull out a map that shows terrain and you don't know what you're looking at, it's not going to help you. You could look at it and say, oh yeah, I just got to go that way, but you could be going the wrong way because you didn't know what a finger or a draw or a ridge or whatever. So it's not very hard. And if you're prepping anyways, it's something that you can do in your spare time. You're sitting there waiting for, Travis to come on in the morning. You can do that. If you're waiting for early watch to come back, that's plenty of time to practice and learn how to do land nav.
Oh yeah, you're waiting for early watch. You could become a scholar.
I want to say I recommend everybody here listening, just something basic to keep out in your vehicle. Obviously, learn how to use it. Rand McNally makes a Gazette for every state, and that has it breaks Nebraska down over 20 pages, and each page has every creek, every river, every body of water. It has every wildlife management area on it. It tells you what kind of game you typically find there. It's really cool because it has elevation. So, you might be able to find if you go find a bug out spot, you can go off to a wildlife management area. You might be able to find, some sustenance out there, some food. Those are really nice to have too. Plus, it has all the country roads on it and stuff too.
They go by county. Some of those books are each double page is one county, and so you can get a lot of detail on one of those large books in just covering one county.
Yeah, they're a little big and cumbersome, but man, they're nice to have. I just thought to myself, if we'd ever want to go camping or go hunting, or if I'm looking at an area, I can kind of scout it out and see what's there. Hell, even if you had to go on foot, that would still work for you because you can at least figure out where you are.
Where do you get them?
Walmart has them up in where the magazines and books are. It's just ours is just called the Rand McNally Gazette, and it has all the everything like topography and everything.
You can get them on Amazon. Just look for like the county ones that show all the counties of your state. And like on the back cover, it'll show your state, and then it'll break it down and it'll number all of them, and you'll know exactly where to go.
Now, this is no surprise to anybody, but I did a video on the Nebraska one. If you want to look it up, you can see exactly what kind of stuff is in it. So,
yeah. If you get a map of any kind, make sure you get maps that have your contour lines so you know what the elevation is.
Well, you also
here's your topo.
The most important thing to not have in your prepping kit is your ego, because there used to be a TV show came on that was called The Survivor Man. The guy's name was Les Strauss, and he'd go out to all these different places alone and film. So it wasn't all Bear Grylls where he's jumping in the sand pits and jumping off a cliff showing you, because he was by himself. He couldn't do stupid stuff. And that's what you got to remember. If you're going to prep and leave your house or do whatever, understand that your bones will break. Your skin will get cut. Something will happen to your physical body. And if you think you're just going to run through the woods and be all He-Man and Rambo, well, you're going to end up with a broken ankle and you're going to lay there and die in the woods. So you definitely leave your ego at home.
And that also, doesn't have to be a prepping situation where, it's a disaster. What if you get in a car accident and you're out on some back road somewhere? You still have to be able to, find your direction and, survive. So a lot of that stuff is just, if you're on a bus, there's a lot of people on there. Do you have enough to take care of yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Let alone a plane crash.
You're sitting in an accident and you have no cell service. So you have a map so you can find your way out of there.
Just something to show you on the Gazetteer. This is the Delorme is the company that makes it, Atlas and Gazetteer. This is my favorite part about it is you can look up every single wildlife management area under hunting, and it tells you what kind of game and fish you can expect to find when you go there. So that's pretty sweet. It has it outlined with what's been found by, and then like you said before, I don't know if the Patriot, you maybe talked about it. Every county is broken up by its own page, 2 pages. Yeah. What's really nice is the country roads, because you might be out in the middle of nowhere and all you have is like Country Road 154 and Country Road 296. You're like, okay. What, and if you look, you're like, oh, here I am. Okay, I know which way to go now. Especially if you're not familiar with that kind of a layout.
We have loads of those here where I'm at.
Yeah, no, it's the same here. I mean, granted, it's all flat here, but you can still end up out in the boonies. I've gotten lost at night, going out looking at stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, I know where I'm at now. But yeah, it's a huge book. I mean, but it's definitely worth. I pay for it $15. You can probably get it even cheaper on Amazon, $19.95. And I don't know how often they put this out, but yeah.
Is that one of the ones that roll up? Because I used to have one that would roll up and it had a tie string that would.
No, it's just a big 2-page monster. So you're just sitting there reading, Yeah. But it is pretty cool, though. I mean, airports are marked on here. Cities are marked on here. And every country road, every single body of water, topography. Yeah. That's $20 I've spent in a long time, man.
And make sure that you have a hard copy. You can download all the maps you want, but if you don't have power, they're not going to do you any good.
Oh,
just like that GPS isn't going to do you any good.
Oh yeah.
You can get the I've got one. What hell is it? Lowrance? No, I've got a Magellan one that has the maps and stuff built into it. Runs on 2 AA batteries, but it also will let you mark waypoints on it when you're walking. It's just an old school black and white screen GPS, but at least gives you your coordinates and directions and has a compass in it, and it'll run for like 20 some hours, 25 hours on a set of batteries.
Yeah.
Well, that's why power banks are good too. I mean, the grid
Yeah.
goes down. Get those little power bank shits.
Oh yeah, I got a solar one, man. Those things are freaking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just put a link to Florida's Gazetteer in the side chat. You can go from there and find any of the others.
Yeah. But going back to where the we're talking about nuclear plants and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Somebody mentioned here, if you got a gas mask, practice using it because during the first Gulf War, many people suffocated to death because they didn't know how to use them right.
And I will throw something out here for all those Travises. Okay, and I put quotes around the Travises.
The Travi. Yeah.
Gas masks do not work with beards. Those
Right.
little fluffy things
wonderful.
you guys are trying to be cool with. It doesn't matter unless you.
No, this is a face shield for the harsh winter weather. This is when I walk the dog in the mornings.
Yeah.
I understand, and that's fine. But there's a reason that you don't
Yes.
see Marines with beards unless they're
Like embedded in,
yes, and
on the
that's
desert or
a
whatever.
whole,
Yeah.
totally different situation.
And in every
So-
movie, but yeah, okay.
But
Ozzy
yes,
Osbourne out in the chat said, "Is an old military surplus compass a good one?" And the other day, G-Webs posted a offline late night lobby chat over on Gun Channels, and I hopped in, and they were talking about. I'm pretty sure the company's named Bruton, and they got a bunch of really cool compasses on there, and they're not super expensive. Now you could spend $800 on one of their compasses, but you don't have to. You can get a good solid one for, I think. And don't buy it on Bruton's website. Go to Amazon and find it, because the one on Bruton's website was $60, and I found the same one for $30 on Amazon.
Yeah,
And
I
it doesn't-
gotta buy one because I
you
said
can use the surplus ones, and there's a lot of the smaller ones. As long as the body is sturdy, you can find those ones that people use for land nav, the clear ones with lines and all that stuff. But that stuff will break. Anything will break. But one with the that's got some protection and stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, I had one that was I'd say it was from the 30s or 40s. It had a little rubber tire that went around the outside, so it looked like a little tractor tire or a Jeep tire. And I used that for years. I mean, I was just a kid, but
And my stepfather, he used to have one that looked like a pocket watch. He actually would carry it. You got the little watch pocket on your jeans. He actually would carry that in the little watch pocket on the jeans when we would go like camping and hunting and stuff. Instead of a pocket watch, he would have that in the watch pocket. And it, like a brass case. It literally looked like a pocket watch, but it was a compass.
yeah, I wouldn't rely on those ones in the Rambo knives, in the little hilt. Okay, that
those are
might
awesome.
that might just be for show. I mean, you can spend a couple bucks. I mean, you probably get them at Walmart. I haven't checked for a compass because I don't necessarily use compasses anymore. I have them for my kid and stuff to teach her and stuff, because I will not accept directions in left and right, even when you call someplace, because you got to teach them somehow. So, but yeah, it doesn't have to be a super expensive one. Just one that's sturdy and stuff.
Something else you might think about is getting a wind-up watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I know you can get some pretty inexpensive Casio digital ones that have 10-year batteries in them. I mean, not that it's going to last forever, but but still, a wind-up watch is definitely, yeah.
Do they still make them?
Oh God,
Hell
yes.
yes,
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
you spend whatever you want. You can get one as cheap as say $10 or $15 on Wish.com, or you can still, yeah, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's actually a video out there that shows you how to use a deck of playing cards to tell time.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, real quick before we move on, I want to do last week's quiz. It was I want to give the answer, and it was for Spartan Arms big stickers here.
Cool.
This great Spartan Arms patch. I love that patch, and of course my sticker. Couple of cards here. My little what were they trading cards? Isn't that what he called them of me?
I believe so.
Yeah, little mini trading cards. Yeah.
Then I got the what you call it, the tactical pickle sticker here.
Calaveras.
Yes, I've only got one left. you want to send me more, I won't say no. So that was the prize for last week, and the question was really easy. I think we had 8 or 9 entries this week, so that ain't bad. And the question was, what movie was Bruce Willis, Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Chuck Norris in it together? And the answer was Expendables 2. So there we go. So let me pick my my winner here on my little random picker. So let's hit the draw now button, and who's our winner? John Brown Productions.
Ooh,
is the winner.
Well, congratulations, John.
Yes, I don't know if he's in the chat. I ain't seen him yet, but he's the winner. So there we go.
John Brown.
Yeah.
Real quick, guys.
Yeah.
In the lineup of the wind-up watches, this one's solar powered. This is the one I have if something power goes out or whatever and doesn't come back on.
Is that a Citizen?
Yep. It's a
but remember though, the battery, it's just charging a cell that will wear out after about 5 years or so.
No. This thing's guaranteed to last over 20.
Okay, I thought that
No,
what the hell do I have? I've got one of the Eco.
This is the cheap one. No, this isn't the cheapest. So this
okay.
This one was over $300.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
What if you're in a Rambo First Blood situation and the cops are chasing you and you have to crawl through that cave for like 3 miles to find your way out the other side?
Any light will charge this. Any light will
well,
charge
don't they go like a couple? They go like 30 days or 60 days without light.
Yeah.
But if
it's completely sealed. I mean, the only way you can get in this is literally taking the front off. The back, it's completely sealed up. This thing is waterproof down to 300 meters.
And that helps if you cover yourself in mud so the predator doesn't see you, like Schwarzenegger, where you cover yourself in all the mud.
Yeah,
if you're being chased by predators, you can cover yourself in mud and not worry about them.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't care what time it is.
I don't think my 50-year-old bullseye is going to take that one.
Okay. Now here's my next thing. I mean, it's not on prepping, but you could think of going back to ammo. My next thing on my title there was: Do you reload your own defense ammo, or do you use manufactured defense ammo? What about you, Travis?
I am getting into reloading right now, and it's a good. Surprising you asked me that question because I've got a couple mags that just have Full Metal Jacket ammo in them, ball ammo, and I need to go buy 1 to 2 boxes of. I usually buy Critical Defense, and so I have been doing nothing but buying pre-manufactured self-defense ammo. Critical Defense is what I usually buy, but I do have some nice Hornady hollow points that I'm going to be loading here as I get into reloading about the next week or so, and I will be manufacturing my own. I'm confident that, I will, if you do it the right way, it should not be any different. In fact, it should probably be better or maybe even more accurate than bulk produced factory ammo, your own hand loads, your own reloads, I would be fine with loading my own. I mean, I buy my own because I wasn't into reloading. So I'd say either or, you're going to be fine. If you want to save money, just load your own because you're looking at $1 around if you buy commercially.
We talked about it this morning. And did you want to say something, Blind Shooter? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. We talked about it this morning, and the reloading for prepping is something that you need to do now. Because when the stuff hits the fan, your reloading's done. Unless you're going to carry all your equipment with you and stop and pick up brass cases everywhere you find them, you're not reloading on the move.
Hell, even when there's a gun scare, you still saw a lot of powder. Yeah.
And maybe like, Tony or somebody who's been reloading a lot longer than me could know how to do it by hand without all the other equipment and stuff. But get your reloading done now.
Reloader. A Lee reloader. You can do 1 bullet at a time.
Yeah, but are you going to carry that around with you for?
Well, you got to carry primers and powder.
It's actually a pretty small. It's about the size of a pencil box. Yeah.
It's little.
They are tiny, but I mean, you could do it, say, out in a camp or something. You could do it yourself, just sitting around. You could set stuff out and do it with that, but you still have to have your powder. Even a little jug of powder is going to take up some room.
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a lot easier to rob somebody of their ammo.
But here's the thing, though. Whenever there is any kind of a scare, though, I mean, eventually powders and things like that did sell out after Sandy Hook. after the ammo scare kicked in, then the reloaders started, you know, stocking up on their supplies, and before you know it, you weren't able to find certain powders and certain parts that you needed to reload. So it can happen in any, you know, any situation.
Yeah, you're right. Well, anyway, Tony, you're next on the line here on my picture here. You reload your own defense ammo too, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I have for a long time because I can be as precise with it as I want. And I actually load and weigh every one I do. You know, so I'm sure that what's what with my ammo that I carry in my gun.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I mean, I reload, you know, my full metal jacket for practice and target shooting and all that, but I haven't reloaded my personal defense ammo yet. Now, I'm thinking about doing it, talking to you guys, because when I first started reloading, yes, I had a few problems with the, you know, it's not the primer not, you know, hitting and stuff like that. Maybe I didn't load it right, so I had a couple of
light primer
I
strikes.
had a few duds. I had a few duds on my rounds, but I would say the last, you know, the last 500-600 rounds I've shot, I haven't had one problem. So I've got better at doing it and more confident in it. So I think I'm going to start doing it. That was the only thing that stopped me. I was afraid what happened if I pulled the trigger and nothing happened. I have to do my, you know, slap and rack thing there. You know, and that's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to have that, you know, that problem. But I'm feeling more confident now, so I'm going to start doing it.
You know, Patrick over on the gun channel side makes a really good point, and he was talking about fishing equipment. Now, he said, you know, bring a fishing pole and some lures and all that stuff, but if you really get into a pinch, all you need is a hook, bait, and fishing line to fish with.
Oh yeah.
And fish are a very, very nutritious part. I don't eat fish personally, but if I was in a survival situation, a fish is a good way to keep you sustained too.
Oh yeah. Now,
Stick of dynamite.
talking about that prepping, I got my bag over here, and there is actually a spiral, spiral, is that the word? A fishing line in there, and some hooks.
I actually bought a little Shakespeare tackle kit thingy that the fishing pole is collapsible, and this thing is about the size of one of them little
Romco pocket poles.
No, this thing pulls out to about 3.5 feet. But the box that it's in is about the size of I don't know. It's about a foot by 8 inches by 2.5 inches thick. And it doesn't weigh nothing. It's got compartments for hooks and whatever in it.
Man, you can get those like kids fishing poles that have the spin cast reel built into them. They don't cost you a whole lot, and my kids had them when they were younger, and we would catch some decent sized trout and stuff on.
Yeah, I want one of you guys that are on the panel or anybody watching, if you're gun channels person and you can fish, it'd be cool to get a prepping 101 basic tackle box video out there, because I know nothing. I mean, I could fish, but I don't know specifically what to look for or what to buy, because I don't fish on a regular basis. I did as a kid. That'd be kind of cool, because that'd be something else just to add, have a little box of it. So if you got to throw it in and go, especially me where I'm completely surrounded by lakes and rivers, you know, like a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to have a video on something like that.
I would get the stuff to make bank lines, because then you don't have to be out there.
Yep. Set them and forget them.
There's a channel that I watch on YouTube, and don't watch his live streams because it's just a sub live stream, sub for sub stream, so you don't want to get mixed up with that. But his actual produced content, his name is Alan Outdoors. Alan, the name Alan, and Outdoors. And that's all he does every day is fish. And he's got, every time I send him a message, he sends me back and we get into a good conversation. He's a really cool guy, and he doesn't mind answering questions, and he knows everything there is to know about prepping for fish.
I'll have to check his channel because, that's one thing I am definitely lacking. So, yeah.
All right. So what was your question?
Oh, mine. Oh, yeah. Let's go back down through the panel there. We're on to Rich White. Reloading your. Do you reload?
I don't reload.
Okay, so you would. So you buy manufactured.
Yeah, I tried reloading using my father-in-law's gear years ago, and I just don't have the patience for it. It's just it bores the living hell out of me, and I just can't sit there doing it.
Yeah, see, now I find it very relaxing to me reloading. So,
Me too. It's like cheap therapy.
yeah. So, all right, Patriot, you don't reload.
All right. Well, ever since the early 90s, I'd say about 93, right? I'd seen a documentary way back then. And I don't necessarily reload, but I do. You might have watched that documentary. It's what's that guy? Tom Berenger. He said, you use a little file and you just clean up the bullet. Sniper. You guys didn't say that.
Oh, the movie Sniper. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that documentary that I don't know, is that Tom Berenger? He's some scientist or something, but said the file. You clean it up. So that's what I do. I just clean up all my ammo.
Isn't Tom Berenger, you mean the actor that was in Major League? He was the catcher, and then he was also in Sniper. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yes, it's a joke. It was a joke.
Oh, I had no idea. Sorry, man.
Yeah, just like that. The Red Dawn is a documentary.
Yes, it is. It's a history lesson, is what it really is.
It is.
It's okay, Travis. It's okay, Travis. None of us think Patriot's funny either.
Yeah,
I just need to quit taking you guys so literally sometimes. I'm just like, wait a minute, what?
The best documentary is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It proves that time travel is possible.
No.
Yes, that's a history lesson right there, too. So is Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why when I sit in the park bench, I always look at the bottom for the key. There's always a set of keys behind the sign or whatever.
Oh,
I thought you were going to look for a box of chocolates.
No.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Okay, Forrest.
Before we move on to the next person, Black Cat Outdoors has a question for Travis. What kind of fishing prep video would you like to see? Taco related for multiple species or something more specific for different areas?
Wow, that's a good question. I guess just your basic setup for fishing in a lake, I suppose. Any kind of a body of water that would just be still. Like, I don't know if you'd be going for like panfish or sunfish. I mean, out here we've got a lot of catfish and stuff in the rivers, but just a basic fishing 101 prep. If you want to get set up for, out here we've got everything walleye, we've got crappie, we've got I don't know. I mean, like, that's part of the deal is I'm so out of it when it comes to fishing. I just don't know. But just something I could get set up on. So if I needed to go throw a line in a lake, I could hopefully catch something, or maybe like a pond or like a creek or something. Yeah.
The river thing, I can help you out with that. Catfishing. You just get in there and you start sticking your arm in the holes.
Oh, we don't have noodling in Nebraska. They're not that big, but we do. I mean, I've caught. Yeah, we've done the set lines before. But you can get those guys like in the channels and stuff out here too.
I'm such a chicken. I'm sorry, Travis. But go ahead.
Yeah. No. It's all, no. I'm just saying that the catfish, I'm good on that. But like equipment specifically, what should I buy? Do I need artificial bait? Would I need bobbers? What kind of line do I buy? I mean, I'm really
bare minimum a string and hook.
There you go.
Yeah. String and
is there a certain weight of line I should be buying, or how about if I want to get a pull? Is there like a collapsible pull I could get? Other than like the Pofield pocket fisherman.
Just find yourself a long stick. Tie the string on.
Buy the heavier line. That way, if you're bluegill fishing, any line will do. A shoestring will do. But if you're going to pull out, something big, you want something that's not going to break the line. And plus, you also got to be if you're fishing just off a line, it'd probably be a good idea to have a glove on your hand too, because you don't want to, cut your fingers on that fishing line when you're trying to pull in a heavy fish.
Yeah, and I've caught bluegill on bear hooks. Literally, just throw a hook in there on the line and boom, they'll snatch it up just because it's shiny.
Yeah, we have a lot of bluegill out here too. That'd be another one that would be common for the rivers and lakes out here. Yeah.
Anyway, we got Squib just joined us, so he'll be last, but next to last on the reload and defense ammo. David, you don't reload, do you?
No, not yet. 2019. By the time this year is over, I will have my first round reloaded.
Now,
Hey,
will
you too, huh?
Are you
Yep.
going to be? Are you going to be? You going to reload your own defense ammo too?
Not at first. I've got a pretty awesome group of people around me between everybody here on gun channels and over at the Reloaders Network that don't mind me pestering them with a bunch of questions. So I'm gonna get into target ammo and get really comfortable with that before I even
Well, basically,
consider.
that's what I've done. Now I feel more confident enough to do the defense ammo. You know, but that's
And
how I started.
not as
Really,
much
guys,
as
there's
for
no
myself.
difference. There really isn't a difference between reloading defensive ammo and plinking ammo or
Well, just
any of that.
your bullet choice, right? Like
Yeah, your
a
bullet
hollow point
choice, and
versus ball.
maybe you want to load it a little hotter if you want to do a plus P or something like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
overall, it's the same thing. So
Well, kind of what I mean by that is, and I feel the same way. I buy Walmart ammunition, and that Walmart ammunition is the vast majority of my home defense ammo. And I know that might not be the best choice for over penetration and stuff, but as far what I mean by if I've got somebody with me, and I'm going to say, "Here's a gun, I'll be back. Defend yourself with this." I want them to make sure that every round's going to run flawlessly.
No, are you talking? You mean you're just talking like Federal HydroShock is the self defense ammo? Because that's all that our Walmart carries. We don't have any of the critical lines at Walmart. Or are you talking about ball ammo, just straight up range ammo?
Range ammo. That's
Oh, okay, okay.
9% of the
I got
ammo
you.
I have is range ammo.
Yeah, I got you.
I wouldn't be using range ammo for defense ammo unless that's all you got. But
Well, the only, I mean, I've got like home defense stuff, and from obviously everybody knows I'm pretty new, so I'm not trying to play expert or anything, but I'm concerned in the neighborhood that I live in with over penetration.
your
That's
range ammo is going to over penetrate more than what a hollow point's going to.
Yeah.
right. That's why today, if something happens, I'm going to grab self defense ammo. If SHTF happens, I don't care about over penetration as long as the person on the other side's not on my team.
yeah, and
Just
I mean,
talking
in
about-
general, I mean, unless you're talking about you shoot through your living room window and it goes into your neighbor's window.
Yeah, but when you're shooting at any target that you're wanting to kill the target, you're gonna, range ammo, full metal jacket range ammo is not your best option. It doesn't matter if it's a shit hits the fan situation or a home defense situation. That's not going to be your best choice.
Is that because of the performance of the ammo? Like, why is
Yeah,
that?
you get a full metal jacket, you're going to punch a same size hole straight through a target. Whereas if you get something that's going to expand, it's going to cause more internal damage.
And that's one of the things that I've been learning too is about pass through. You know, like I
Yeah.
would not choose my 5.56 or my 2.23 if I've got to stop somebody. If I need to suppress fire, yeah, but I'd be more concerned about the bullet going through and only thing it doing is leaving a track through.
You can get there is there is go ahead.
You're more likely to have an over penetration from a 9mm than you are a 5.56.
You can get a critical defense 5.56 that expands in mushrooms hardcore. I mean, I've seen the videos on that stuff. It is wicked. But if you get yourself a nice hollow point, that'll expel energy collapsing in on stuff and mushrooming, so you'd be less likely for that to go through.
I don't know about having more over penetration from a 9mm than a 5.56.
I'm not even saying that at all. Ball ammo will pass through 24 inches of ballistic.
Okay, 9mm ball ammo will go through a lot more than what a 5.56 will structurally.
I need to find an analog for a telephone pole because I've shot 5.56 through a telephone pole before, and I've never tried it with 9mm. So.
Yeah, what is it with you shooting telephone poles, bro? No, I'm just
in the Marine Corps, we get to shoot all kinds of fun
I thought like around your neighborhood or something. You're just
no. I mean, as far as it's like, you want to know what this will do? I tell you what'll stop everything. Dirt is the best stuff. If you can dig yourself a hole, you're in good shape. I'd rather have a hole than body armor.
I thought you were shooting telegraph poles while you're filming those trains going along.
You know what else? You know what else makes a good bullet stop? A horse water trough from the Old West. You ever watch Hollywood Weapons? They actually tested that because you always see in the westerns the cowboys hiding behind the water trough, not getting hit. They test that in Hollywood Weapons using 45 Colts and I forget what caliber Winchester rifle, but they were using one of the Winchester rifles too, and it stopped every round.
I want one of the Old West shotguns that when you hit somebody, it blows them 10 feet across the room.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to say? That the stuff that happens in the movies isn't real?
No, I'm afraid not, David.
Oh, all right. Squib already answered the question. You reload your own defense ammo, correct?
I carry both store-bought and stuff that I reload or hand load. I've heard the whole, well, if you have to use it, the prosecuting attorney is going to say that you made your own ammo because you just wanted to kill somebody. Well, if they're going to say that, they're going to say a whole bunch of other stuff. Most people that are going to be on the jury aren't going to understand anything about guns. Reloading will just confuse them even more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at that point, you're already, if you're getting prosecuted for defending your life, they're going to throw everything that they can and hope something sticks. So I'm really not one that's of the whole don't make your own hand loads of your self-defense ammo, because you'll definitely go up the river for that. And I mean, Tony brought up a good point last time we discussed this, and that he makes his for the adequate amount of recoil for his hands for his arthritis, right?
Yep.
And as somebody who's got arthritis that's only getting worse with age, reloading now has a additional benefit because of that. So,
can I point something out though? If you're downloading hollow points to get less recoil, you have to watch that you maintain above the threshold that the hollow point's designed to expand at.
Well, and on the other end of the spectrum, you got to make sure your hollow point's not going too fast, because if it's going too fast, it won't expand either.
Usually you have more problems with lack of expansion moving slower. If you move them too fast, they'll overexpand basically and fragment.
Well, I don't know if you saw the video Paul Harrell just did with the plus P and everything. Some of the plus P plus ammo wasn't expanding at all.
Yeah, that could be bullet design too. I don't remember what bullets he was.
What one was that? It was, I think he was Spear Gold Dot was one of them. The plus P plus didn't expand at all in the meat target.
Oh, wow.
And the Hornady.
I carry Spear Gold Dot.
Yeah, see that I've seen Blizzard this on, and it dominates. But yeah,
Gold Dot is one of the ones that I'm a fan of. Travis, that's why I got you that. If for trying out self-defense.
Yeah.
It's not the only stuff I use, but it is one of my go-tos. So.
Oh yeah. No, I got those XTPs too. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one that he had that didn't expand was the Hornady Custom.
Ooh.
It was either plus P or plus P plus didn't expand out of 9mm. Both of those were 9mm. Neither one of them expanded.
The Hornady Custom uses the XTP bullets. They have kind of a narrow window for good expansion on there. You're better off with the critical defense. It's usually cheaper than the Hornady Custom, and the FTX bullets tend to expand better.
Yeah, he also used the I think it was the critical defense that he also did. He was doing a couple different ammos in the plus P and plus P plus range. Was supposed to be in that range anyway, because some of those, the one plus P plus actually performed worse than what a plus P did. I don't know if you guys have seen that video or not. It was rather interesting. But the critical defense that expanded fine, but the custom didn't expand at all.
I actually use a hollow point designed for hunting.
What's that?
I said I actually use a hollow point that's designed for hunting, not defense.
Okay.
All right. Oh, real quick, Midnight Range said I can start the show now. He's here. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. We've had a couple of more people join us. Night Strike, you don't reload, do you?
No, I do not.
So you use manufactured defense ammo.
Yeah, and I usually get whatever's on sale on the shelves.
Oh, so you're not brand loyal or anything on that?
I'm not brand loyal. I'm like whoever gives me the best deal at that point in time. So right now for my SIG, I'm carrying Hornady XTP.
Okay. Now, Black Cat, do you reload?
Yes.
So you reload your own personal defense ammo?
Not usually. No, usually I carry Spear Gold Dots. That's just kind of my go-to. I have some some home defense ammo I reloaded because just different loads I use. I like to use the 60 grain. What are they called? The SST. It's the
Hornady
polymer.
SST.
Yeah, the polymer.
Well, then there's also
ones.
there's two different ones that they make. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to use those for my AR I have for home defense. And hunting loads, a lot of times I'll load like my 44 Magnums for hunting and stuff, but generally 9mm. I've been using Spear Gold Dots for so long, I just stick with those.
Okay. All right. So, we got anything else, guys? I got loads of questions. I got anything else we want to talk about? Oh, real quick before we carry on, let me do my 4 o'clock quiz. Now, I've got, this is pretty cool. G-Web sent me a big swag pack. I made a video of it. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but what you call it? In this one, we've got the chair against the wall sticker.
Yeah.
And not only that is I've got it in patch and I got it in sticker. Got the tactical pickle, couple of cards, my trading card, and my sticker. So that's it for this one. Oh, and I'll throw in a couple of Spartan Arms stickers too.
I was watching your video at work yesterday, Rick.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool because, people were looking at the stuff that you're giving away, and when it came to the chairs against the walls, I had to explain to them what chair against the wall was.
Oh God!
And they're not gun channels people. They're just people I work with, and they were riveted. They loved it.
Civilians
watch The Longest Day.
The what?
Say again,
The
Tommy?
Longest Day, the John Wayne movie.
Yeah, it was part of the code what they gave to the French or whatever that they were coming. It was starting.
It was used in Red Dawn too.
Yeah.
John has a long mustache.
John has a long mustache.
Yeah.
The chair is against the wall.
Anyway, the question is.
John has a long mustache.
Okay, now the question is for this week. It's an email question. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. And the question is, all right, this is a historical fact that I want here. One, Tom Horn was arrested and found guilty of murdering the 14-year-old Willie Nickel. What rifle did he have on him when he was arrested? There's controversy on what he actually used to kill the kid, but I want to know what weapon he had on him when he was arrested.
Where the fuck you dig this shit up at?
On the internet, on Google. I think about these things and I type in and see what I can come up with.
If you've already looked them up, why are you asking the question to people?
Where you can win.
The answer is night noodle.
Night noodle.
I got a question.
Does everybody understand the question?
Yeah, the answer is 42.
That's it. Exactly. It's 42.
I have a question for you to use at some point if you ever remind me to tell you when we go off air.
All right, I will do. I'll try to remember today. So anyway, so if everybody's got the question, I want to know what weapon that he had on him when he was arrested, not what he used to kill the young boy, because there's controversy on what he actually used, what caliber, but I want to know what he had when he was arrested. So there we go. That's what I want.
And
Email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com.
Did you mention who the guy was again?
Tom Horn. He was infamous. He was
He's a gunfighter, isn't he?
He was, and he was an Apache scout. I mean, he scouted for the Army against Apaches with Al. Is it Al Schreiber? Is that how you pronounce his name? He was a cattle. He worked for the Pennington Detective Agency.
It's Al Sharpton.
That's how you. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
I thought it was Earl Shives.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, he is a real character. You know.
Yep.
And he actually got found guilty and he was hung in 1902, I believe, for it.
So think twice before you shoot kids.
Yeah.
That's it.
Otherwise, you'll get hung.
So, okay, back to the chat. So we covered. Anybody got anything else to say about reloading?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go for it.
I do not really load down 9mm. I load down 44 Magnum because I don't want to shoot through my house, my refrigerator, somebody else's house, their refrigerator, and the dude behind it.
I got one more thing to add to the reloading. I put the link out in the chat, but everybody knows the Crazy Scotsman and the Reloaders Network. And the Crazy Scotsman has been given a donation of like a starter kit for reloaders. So if you go over and sign up to the Reloaders Network, find the Crazy Scotsman's page and comment on his video, then you'll be put in for the drawing for the starter kit for the reloaders.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for the info on that. Appreciate it. Okay. Next, here's one for you guys. I was reading up on this, and suppressors. I mean, the correct name for them is silencers. That's what's his name, Maxim. Is that who invented them? But there was another guy that invented them.
Hiram Maxim, yes.
But there was another guy,
yes,
who has a patent on them too, and I can't remember his name right now.
It's Night Strike, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not me.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
The guy
They were originally known as silencers, and from the info I found on Google, whether this is true or not, it was around 1985 that the gun lobby, the pro-gun lobby, changed it to suppressor to try to appease the anti-gunners about it being saying no, it's not silent. It only suppresses it.
If you noticed today, if you watched, G put out on gun calendars that today was I want to say it was 1910. I don't know if it was today, but it was like yesterday or whatever for the suppressor thing, and it wasn't Maxim. The guy actually had it a couple of years prior. But
yes, that's
check
what
it out because he gives the guy's name and stuff. So check it out and find out because he actually did it like 10 years before Maxim.
Yeah. Yes.
Which was interesting.
That's why I was saying there was somebody else's name on there as well, and I couldn't remember who it was. That's where I saw it from. That's what made me bring up the question, and I'd done some studying on it. It was actually called a silencer. That is what they called it. And it was the gun lobby around 1985, in the mid-'80s, they changed it to suppressor to appease the anti-gun lobby.
But isn't silencer kind of like misleading or false advertising? I don't think
that's why they changed it. That's
yeah.
But it's just a little piece of info I found out. That's all I was talking about, Oh, back to reload. Somebody asked on scales, digital or mechanical scales do you use in reloading?
Both.
Yep.
I use digital.
I have digital, but I will be using the balance scale that came with my Lee kit. So I mean, I got the Frankfurt. It's called like Frankfurt Armory, and it was like $23, I think, for mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty inexpensive, but it's one of the higher rated ones on Amazon.
I use a beam scale to check my digital about every.
Same here.
Yeah.
Or if my digital breaks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before you start reloading a bunch of ammo, I always check my digital with my beam scale to make sure that they're the same.
I need to get a mechanical type then because I've only got a digital. So, yeah. All right. So There we go. How about everybody else? What do you use? Who's in the reload? Nobody? We got everybody who reloads, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Patriot just eyeballs it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But you got to remember, I don't ask Night Strike because he invented everything.
Oh, my God.
Well, he invented the digital scale.
You know, that's what I heard anyway. You know? So anyway. Anyway.
It's you, Rick. It's you.
You know.
You have to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I keep hearing this on Wednesday night Mac chat that you invent everything, or you done it first or whatever.
You are the Lord and Savior.
Yeah. So.
No, that's John Moses Browning.
Oh, yes, that's right. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Gotcha.
John Moses Browning, you mean the one that gun snobs kids don't know who it is?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly. And he got called out for it last night.
Oh, my.
And he got real quiet.
You guys are questioning his children about gun stuff? What?
No,
I'm confused.
No. They were talking about John Moses Browning in the YouTube chat, and his daughter was like, "Who's John Moses Browning?" And
oh, man.
I had to call him out on that one.
See what happens when they quit teaching proper history in schools, you know?
Right?
Okay, now I want to change from that, and we're going slightly. It's not political, but it's news. Is that shooting in Illinois? I've done some reading on it today, and I found out that the guy in that warehouse who shot 5 people.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they called him in to terminate him into the office with the manager of the warehouse, the guy from Human Resources, and an intern from Human Resources. When they said he was terminated, he pulled out a gun and shot the 3 of them. Then he shot a couple more before the police got him. But where I'm going with this is, in 2014, he got his, what do you call it, FOID card in Illinois, Tony?
Probably, yeah.
He got his, and he bought a 40 caliber. I can't remember what brand it was, but he did say in there. But 5 days later, he went to get his carry permit, and when they done the fingerprints, it came back that he had a felony in Mississippi.
Oh.
Right? So they denied him the carry permit, and they said he had to turn his gun in. Of course, 2019, they wondered why he didn't turn his gun in. I thought, why didn't they go get it if he was a felon? They expected him to be nice and turn it in. He was a criminal.
How did he buy it with a felony to begin with?
Yeah, now, doesn't the FOID check do a background check?
Supposed to.
Is it only just statewide, though?
My parents.
Illinois.
He wouldn't be the first felon to pass a background check.
Illinois goes through their state police, but they still have to call the FBI with that 4473. So I don't know how the hell he slipped through the cracks on that one.
My parents
So
had
what, is
two
the
neighbors.
FBI not doing their job?
Well, remember the guy in Texas who shot up that church? He passed the background check too, and he shouldn't have.
My parents have 2 neighbors, and both of them just got out of jail. I'm not too sure which the one of them got out of, but the other one got out of jail for, with a gun, robbing a drug dealer. And they go out and shoot constantly. And the neighbors have called and complained because they'll be out at 2 o'clock in the morning, just bang, 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 bang. And the cops won't do nothing about it. And they know that both guys got felonies. The cops won't do anything about it.
Probably because they don't want to get shot.
Oh, just by the way, I've already got 2 emails with the correct answers from my quiz. So, just want to say the answer is out there. You just got to look for it.
I put that link in the side chat for that video G did on the suppressor. It was 1912.
I don't see it in the side chat.
No, I put it. It's the mobile side chat.
Oh.
And how many of those email responses gave you the caliber, Rick?
Both of them so far.
In both versions of the common nomenclature of
No. One got it. gave me details.
Well,
Yeah,
one
but
of them is unknown user, so anything he says is correct.
yeah, and
Well,
I heard that
one of
that
them's on
rich
this
guy
panel.
likes to turn stuff in. He just likes to win and then not accept the prizes.
Yes,
That's
so
what I heard. It was a
that's
rumor.
what I heard. So if Rich wins, he said just keep the prizes. That's what the Patriots told me.
None of putting words in my mouth here.
I posted Patriots link in the side chat here. For
Now
you.
I
right,
will be.
thanks.
Now I did the one time tell you to keep the hat. So
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. I think he's that's what Patriot told me though. Actually, he didn't even tell me in secret. He posted it on my comments page.
Yeah, well,
know?
it's common knowledge, I think.
Yeah.
At least
Oh,
that's what
unknown
I saw.
user says he sent the answer in. Just send him the prize without even worrying about it. All right, we'll do.
no.
Yeah. So back to that thing. So he slips through the Illinois. I mean, this is not going to help your cause in Illinois. You realize that?
No shit.
They're going to come up with some more BS there.
So the guy got his Voight card, but you still have to do the 4473, right?
But he passed it. He passed it.
Yeah.
But when they done the fingerprints, it came they had to do fingerprinting for his concealed carry, and that's how he came back that he was a felon in Mississippi.
But that means the Nix check didn't catch him.
Background checks don't work. I mean, if they want to expand them there.
I mean, if Mississippi didn't enter past the info, and that's what happened with that guy.
That's what happened to the guy in Texas. The Air Force didn't pass on to the FBI.
Yeah.
That he should have been disqualified, and so he passed the next check too.
Yeah. Yeah. So it doesn't work, and I'm hoping somebody will bring that up when this comes up in the Senate because it passed the House, didn't it?
Well, you heard the other day on Knives Lobby, Rick. I'm not too sure if Tony was there or not, but the Democrats were saying that there was 3 million people turned down for guns because of the background check. So that's 3 million criminals that didn't get guns, and that's falsehood because you can get denied on a background check for all kinds of stuff that's not necessarily quote unquote criminal.
Yeah, I mean, you got a name that's associated. Your name could flag it if it's.
Wasn't Snob delayed on one of his things not that long ago? That when he went and was buying something, I think it was Snob.
Every time I buy a rifle, I got a 7-day delay.
Well, you live in Maryland, that doesn't count.
Well, the handgun's a little different because there's already an 8-day waiting period, but I can't walk in. That's why I don't buy stuff from gun shows, is because I can't walk out with it because I get a 7-day delay every time.
Every time.
Now that's not just for everybody. That's just because it flags it.
Yeah, that's just like if me and you walked into my local gun store, you'd be leaving with your gun and I'd be going back a week later.
So you can leave the same day with a long gun in Maryland, just not a handgun.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Because I heard every time Night Strike puts Night Strike down on his 40, they don't let him leave with it either.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't put the 1 at the end.
Oh, see, that's yeah, I'd forget that.
No, it's fine. I don't have any problems. See, unlike some people who don't want to put your social security number on a 4473, I did it just so I would get approved. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't get approved, and it would take twice as long.
I started doing that too because when I bought the 2 rifles for the grandkids, I got delayed because my name's Junior. And they said if you use your social security number, that'll clarify that stuff.
So it does make a difference.
Okay,
it does. You're not required to do it. It is optional to put your social on there, but it does make it easier for them to pinpoint who you actually are and get you through the system.
Okay, so that's if you have issues and it always comes up and you're in the clear. If you use it, then it might speed it up a little bit.
It might speed it up, yes.
I've got to ask the most important question. Tony, can I start calling you Junior?
No.
I didn't think so. And I was definitely hesitant to ask.
Jason Stewart in the chat said he's been delayed 15 plus times.
Good God, man. What'd you do when you were in high school? What didn't you do when you were in high school is the question to ask him.
Yeah. I've never been delayed so far, but I've always put my Social Security number on there. I'm not worried about people stealing my Social Security number. Go for it. My credit ain't worth shit anyway, so you ain't going to get nothing.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny. When I was in college, your student ID number was your Social Security number. And so they'd ask for your number. You'd be in line with everybody. You just holler it out. You weren't even thinking about it back in the 90s. No wonder why all of our identities got stolen back in the day.
Yeah. So.
That was right there on your card.
Yeah. Vanessa Kitty also says always put your full legal name on the form too, and that will help.
The gun snob's out in the YouTube side right now, and he just said I get delayed all the time.
Well, I mean, I would
law enforcement too.
If you walked in, if I had a gun store and you walked in and filled out 4473, I would just delay you because it's you.
See, here in Nebraska, with your concealed carry permit, you get out right away.
Yeah.
In fact,
I mean, believe it or not, up there in Rhode Island where I lived, as tough as it was, if you had only in Rhode Island, but I believe the governor's changed it this year, or she's trying to. But if you had a concealed carry permit, because you go through so much to get one, you go in and buy a gun, you can walk out with it that day. Otherwise, if you don't have a carry permit, it's a 7-day wait. But Indiana, I believe you can walk in, fill out the form, and walk your ass out with your weapon.
Yeah, Nebraska is the same way too. If you pass a background check, you leave it. Yep.
So. Now, how is it in Connecticut, Vanessa? Can you walk out with a carry permit, or is there still a waiting period? I know Vanessa's in Connecticut. That's why I was asking her.
Am I muted right now? Okay, no. Yeah, she just put out, Vanessa Kitty put out, she says, I walk out with a weapon as fast as they can talk in the something state police. Talk online with the state police.
Okay.
So apparently she can, same day purchase for a rifle.
Okay. All right. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? We can always wind it up here. Anybody else got anything else? Anybody got anything else they want to talk about?
Don't let him wind it up, Tony.
Want to do like a food chat or something?
Girl
Scout cookies are available now at Walmart's everywhere out front, so that's cool. I like
that. If any gun channels people want some Girl Scout cookies.
You ever have the Girl Scout cookie ice cream?
Yeah. I think Edie's or Dryers makes that. Is that right?
Yeah, don't the Girl Scout cookies donate to anti-gun stuff though?
I don't.
I don't know. You'd think they would have like a rifle marksmanship patch that they could get. So
I just heard that. I have no evidence behind it. I didn't look it up myself. I just heard someone say
pretty
that.
much every main cause donates to anti-gun sentiment. So it's pretty hard to find something that doesn't. But
as far as I know, Girl Scouts of America doesn't donate to any anti-gun causes. So my daughter's in Girl Scouts.
I wonder if they donate to Planned Parenthood.
I mean, do the Boy Scouts, or are they just called the Scouts now? Do they do the shooting patch still, or whatever it was?
I don't know. I know the Girl Scouts were suing them. The Girl Scouts were suing the Boy Scouts for them letting girls in.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it depends on your area and your troop and all that stuff. Every place is a little different, but I'm sure there's probably some still out there that are
my daughter's troop wants
Scouts.
My daughter's troop wants to get a shooting patch. I could probably arrange that for him.
Here, I'll go ask my wife. She was in Girl Scouts when she was younger. I'll find out and see what she says. No, that was this will be back in the day though. So
if you're looking for another question, Rick, Ohio 45 ACP put out on the YouTube side, what was your worst gun purchase that you regretted?
Well, I don't have one of those. My wife hated the Ruger LCP. I'll say that one.
I don't regret any. I mean, I've only, as I said, I've only got about 9 firearms so far. Now I've only been going for about 8 years. So 8 years, not 8 years. I got about 8 or 9. I think it's 9, or is it 8 firearms? I've only been going for about 3 years now, and I have no regrets on any one I bought. I ain't selling them. I absolutely have to. And actually, your question that you sent me, David, I was going to use that, but I'm going to use it next week now.
Thanks, Ohio. I appreciate you. Ohio 45 just got me stepped on. Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Hey, to answer your question on the Girl Scout thing, I asked my wife. She said that they do have a bow and arrow, like marksmanship patch you could get, but each troop could design their own patch if they wanted to. So they could, in theory, do their own firearms merit patch if they could set up the stipulations for what it takes to earn it, and the troop leader is willing to foster the activity. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Got any den mothers out there?
Now back to the worst gun. I mean, one of I bought the P64 through my CNR license. You know, that's that little 9x18.
The Polish Radom or whatever? P64?
Yeah. It works. It's a great little gun, but I get it bites me right here between the thumb and every damn time. So, but I think it was Sean told me, and I found it online. They make a grip that has a
beaver tail.
For it. So I'm gonna get one of those, and maybe I might start carrying it if I do that, because it works. I mean, it fires every damn time.
Yeah, if you're getting hammer bite with this one, you're doing something. And yes, this is hammer fired. It's just an internal hammer. So if you get hammer bite with this one, man, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing something wrong.
Have you swapped out the springs on it? I think you can do that for a lighter trigger pull, so it doesn't have like the 15-pound pull or whatever. Okay.
Yes, I've done that.
Oh, you did? Does that help out a lot?
Oh yeah.
See, that's what I was kind of curious about, because I was interested maybe picking up one of those, or
I mean, you have to change the springs out, because it's like, I mean, it feels like a 25-pound pull.
It literally is a 25-pound pull on a P64.
Yeah, that's good. God, man, no wonder. I mean, could they even hit anything with that if they needed to?
Yeah, well, that's the double action.
Oh, okay.
It's single action after that, and it's no problem.
Well, is the single really light?
But you still got to change. It's still a hard pull on single action to change the spring.
Oh, okay. I don't have one. I have a FEG, and so mine's a little different, but I've changed the springs and all that nonsense. But yeah, the first pull is always kind of.
They're called homosexuals, Patriot.
That's the P64.
I said they're called homosexuals. Don't use the F word.
Oh my God.
And I said, well, my hand's there.
Poor us.
You hold it up so high, it catches me every time. You know.
No, Rick was from England. He wasn't smoking homosexuals over there, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the people over there.
I was smoking fags.
Yeah.
I was smoking fags over there.
You weren't stacking wood.
Monetization on this video.
The full version of that word is a stack of wood. So I mean, come on.
Not that there's anything wrong with homosexuals, Night Strike, but
because we know
he invented it.
He ain't even here.
Come on, guys.
Oh, he left. Damn
Not
it.
every guy running around in a dress is a homosexual.
Night Strike left us without saying goodbye.
Oh, I was gonna say he invented it, but damn.
I was going to say he was the first one to invent homosexuals, wasn't he?
Yeah.
All right, back to the question.
Yes. Where were we? Oh, the Radom 64. Yeah, the Radom 64. Single action.
Yeah, I forgot what the question was.
We were talking about Girl Scout cookies. Which one's your favorite?
They're expensive. That's the only problem.
10 minutes.
They're so good. Yeah.
I like the chocolate covered peanut butter ones.
Yeah, I will take Girl Scout cookie orders right now.
Caramel lights right out of the freezer, man. Can I get some ammo thrown in with those Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, why not? You're paying for the shipping one way or the other.
Sport Shooter Ammunition and the Girl Scouts of America bring you reloaded cookies. You get like a half a box of ammo and a half a box of cookies in every package.
Sponsoring my show with free cookies, I'm all on board.
All right, back to the question again.
What was it?
The worst handgun purchase.
Oh, I tell you what. Hang on. I said for my 200 sub giveaway. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share it. Can you guys see that?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it coming up?
But I can.
Can you guys see it?
Got to move it to the left.
What do you mean move it to the left?
Patriot can't see, Rick.
Yeah, Patriot can't see it.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about everybody else. I just it's a 3-gun shelf thing that goes inside your gun cabinet or gun safe.
I have those just laying on the bench.
You know, that's going to be one of the prizes for my 200 sub giveaway.
Nice.
You know, so
Nice.
And of course that was donated by David the Kingpin Bowling, by the way. You know, I don't mind giving free advertisement.
Well, what if he wins? I mean, what
Then he don't have to. Then he saves the price of shipping. Yeah. So anyway, we're winding it down. So I'm going to go through the panel here for any shout outs. And real quick, hang on. Jason Stewart said, "What's the best looking gun you own?" Personally, myself, it's my. I mean, I have a Rock Island 1911 tactical, and I think that is the coolest looking gun out there. I think a 1911 is a sexy gun. I really do. So,
I just happen to have mine close. So.
You know, my Italian what you call it
Star Model B
Beretta 92 is a pretty nice looking gun too. But not for me, the 1911 is the best looking gun I got.
There's mine. Right there.
Nice.
My Smith & Wesson 627.
Oh yeah, it's a nice looking gun. So, Travis, what's your best looking gun? To you.
My Beretta FS 92 FS Inox Compact.
A what?
Beretta 92 Compact. The FS Inox.
That's a cool gun.
Yeah. What about you, Squib?
My Colt Walker. Matter of fact,
damn you, Squib.
My Colt Walker.
That black powder?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I tell you what. You know what? Black Cat can take the Walker. All right. My Lamat. I'll go with the old gun. I'll go with the Lamat. How's that? So, I gotta take off and run. We're gonna go get pizza. So,
all right.
If anybody wants to come over, there should be some extras. My wife's making a salad too. She doesn't have a problem making it. Apparently, neither does Melania Trump. But hey, whatever. So, I'll see you guys around the interwebs. All right.
All right. Thanks,
Night Strike invented tossing salad.
Oh my goodness!
Did he perfect it though?
Oh, only in Tulsa.
Ask Midnight or Ellis; they should know.
Later.
All right, Patriot. What gun feels the nicest to you?
All right, I'm gonna go back one because you guys got all sideways on your Girl Scout cookies. The worst gun purchase that I regret was just for the price, not for the firearm. It was my 1942 Walther PP. Now that was the worst because I paid too much. It was kind of a impulse buy. And then I will also say my 1942 Walther PP All Original is probably one of my prettiest ones. Maybe not prettiest as like my SIGs or whatever. I like my Equinox and that kind of stuff. But as far as history and, knowing the owner probably got his head stomped, it makes me smile too. So it was a wartime pistol and somebody lost it. And that makes me happy.
All right. What about you, Black Cat?
What are we doing? Worst gun purchase or are we doing best looking gun?
Both.
Both. Okay. I don't really regret a lot of guns. I'll go along lines like Patriot said. I regret the Security 9, and not because it's a bad gun, but because I found one used 3 months later for $75 less than I bought it new for. So if I'd have waited 3 months, I could have got it for $75 less. Squib stole my Walker for best looking gun, so I'll go runner up would be my CZ75 compact because I like the grips on that. I think it looks cool. Yeah.
All right. What about you, David?
Well, it's kind of a toss-up because I've got a golden boy and I've got a big boy, and those are both beautiful. And then my next would probably be my Ruger Mini 14.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Did I get everybody on those questions? All right. The panel's thinning out here because everybody's leaving me. So we're saying shout outs and plugs. Anybody? We'll start with Black Cat Outdoors.
I don't know. I should have some newer stuff coming out here. Travis, I'll have to pick your brain. I'm going to work on doing maybe that fishing prep video for you. I'll have to talk to you there. Maybe I'll come up with something for that here in the next week or two, maybe. If you guys are on gun channels, yeah. But if you guys are on Gunstreamer, I just hit 50 subs on Gunstreamer, and I'm doing a Gunstreamer giveaway over there. So if you sub over there, I should have a video out probably before the weekend's over, and it'll just be a quick comment at the bottom and sub, and you'll be in for a drawing. I'm giving away it's Bullseye holsters, which I did a review of one of them on my channel, and it's an outside the waistband holster, or I could do it as an insert. Depends on what you want to order, and it's a service pistol. Please do not pet. It says on the holster. Or emotional support pistol. Please do not pet. Yeah. So if you sub on Gunstreamer, you can get on for the giveaway on that one.
All right. I don't know if he was here at the beginning, but John Brown Productions, you won the quiz, by the way. So I don't know if you were here when we drew it, but you're the winner. All right. David, the Kingpin Bowling. Shout outs, plugs.
Yeah, once again, check out the Reloaders Network. Scotsman's got a really great giveaway going over there. And make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Rick's Life as I See It. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. And Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern for Shooting with Disabilities. If you have any questions, email Rick, and he'll see if he can't get them in on the show. And then the last thing I would say was tomorrow morning, I'm going to shoot it tonight, but I'll release it for tomorrow morning. But there will be a Gun Channels and GunTube.org exclusive video featuring sports shooters ammunition.
Sweet.
Nice. Sweet. All right. Patriot, shout outs, plugs.
Yeah, I do have the EDC challenge going. If you want to make a video or an Instagram post, just link it to or put the link in the comments of my pocket dump video, the last one I put out. In the next few days, I'm going to be doing some reviews. I've got I don't know how long I've had it, but it's probably about 9 months or so on the Core Essentials click belt, and a review on the 1791 gun leather holster, and some do's and don'ts as far as holsters. And I have one for a legacy holster, which I can't figure heads or tails of this damn thing. So I might be giving it away because it doesn't work for me. So other than that, just check me out. And also I'd throw a shout out to Lucky Coin Hunter. Lucky Coin Hunter.
Yeah, it's Lucky Coin Hunter.
Yeah, he did a shout out video for me, and he's in the chats and stuff, and it was really nice. So and actually, if you check out his last video, he does a EDC thing. He put a lot of information in there about kids and some other things that normally a lot of people kind of overlook, especially if you do it all the time. As far as being in the gun community, there's a lot of things that we kind of gloss over just because of we do it every day. So it was kind of refreshing. So check him out, and thank you very much.
I hang out over on the Precious Metals and Coin Collectors channels quite a bit, and you'd be surprised just how pro 2A a lot of them are. And you'll see. I've seen a bunch of not a bunch, but I've seen some gun channels people over on their streams, and I'm starting to see a lot of them over on our streams. So the community's not just because they're coins doesn't mean that they're not pro 2A. So there's a lot of them that are pro 2A over there
because it's pro liberty.
All right.
Don't just focus on the tools. It's pro liberty, right?
That's right. Pro liberty. Positive.
And
There we
Lucky
go.
Cornhole is a great person.
That's
Yeah, I
cool. He
do
just subbed me
appreciate that.
too, like today.
Yeah.
Great.
So who's next? Oh, Rich. Any shout outs or plugs?
I've got This Week Unloaded tomorrow night over on the Unloaded Media channel. And I just found out why David isn't asking any questions on the show during his Kingpin Asks segment. He's sending you all the questions. I give him a segment on my show, and he gives you the questions for it. Jeez, David.
All right. And Travis, any shout outs?
Yeah. Anyway, hey, anybody listening here, make
Girl
sure that
Scout
you.
cookies.
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, so this is definitely support the Girl Scouts right now because they have got together with Sports Shooters Ammunition, and they're doing these special bundles just for this month. You get the blue pills on one side and delicious caramel delights on the other. You can fit about 50 rounds on one side, and you get a neat little Sports Shooters Ammunition sticker with it if you pick it up. So, but no, I mean,
no.
Love it.
Check out the channel, and but anyway, these are really good. Yeah, this is bullets and cookies, man. What more do you need? But anyway, check out my channel, Travis P11. I'm on Gunstreamer, YouTube, Cowboy Corner Saturday morning podcast. A lot of you guys are on. I appreciate you guys doing that. 8 a.m. Central Time on Saturdays, but otherwise, that's it. I'll just keep stealing your topics every week. So I'll wait till you post, and then I'll just post it and then beat you to the punch if that's okay. Because we're both Saturday dwellers, you know.
All right. Thanks. All right. I want to say thank to everybody in the chats, but just let you all know the audio file for this show. If you had to leave halfway through it, if you're listening to this now or whatever, it's on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. Normally within 24 hours of this show ended. And if you like what you heard, please do a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. I have a Patreon account and I have T-shirts, travel mugs on Spreadshirt.com. Just type in Rick's Life or Spotted Rick and my stuff should come up. So I want to say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. And if you got any questions that you want on this show, email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com. If you got any questions for Shooting with Disabilities on Wednesday nights, send me your questions to the same address, and I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And if you have any bad things to say, send it to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. That's for all complaints. Yeah.
Yes. That is the Gun Channel's official complaint hotline.
That's right. shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. Complaints department. All right, guys. Thanks for being here and have a good evening.